Hello and welcome to this demonstration of the Tandberg Model 14 mono reel-to-reel tape recorder. This machine is very similar to the Model 15, which was launched at the same time in around 1968, I believe. And the only difference is that the Model 14 only has 2 tape speeds, whereas the Model 15 has 3. And there's not much of a gain to be had from that, especially since examining this machine more closely reveals that there are actually 3 tape speeds, just that the top tape speed has been disabled by a little screw, which you can remove, and get 3 tape speeds on this. The disadvantage is that this knob is the angle of the mechanics here means that when you switch to the higher speed, this knob will actually end up in the path of the right-hand reel here. So it's not very practical, but it does work. The other difference, technically, is that on the Model 15 there's a slight amount of reverse torque applied to the left-hand reel, so that when you pause it, it doesn't form a tape loop, or rather it pulls back and stretches the tape, so you don't get a tape loop when you go into pause mode. On the lower speeds that's not necessary, so they've removed that mechanism on the Model 14 compared to the Model 15. Now, that's not a great cost savings, and I think the reason they had this model was to separate the markets a bit, so that you would get one market for this cheaper machine and another market for the slightly upmarket Model 15. So this model was very common in schools, for instance, in Sweden, where I live, because of the fact that it was very reliable, and most language tapes in those days were made at 3¾ inch per second. No need to have a higher tape speed, and I think Tandberg sold thousands and thousands of these machines to schools in different countries, especially Sweden, for instance, and that probably that type of a production probably more than well paid for the fact that it's essentially a Model 15 but a bit dumbed down. So we'll do a quick demonstration just to put the machine through its paces. Turn the machine on, put a reel on the right hand reel table, one reel on the left hand side here. Thread the tape through. Note how the reels spin against each other. Putting the function switch in the free position causes them to spin freely, with no brakes, making it very easy to thread the tape. Fast forward wind here on the right. And then we put the machine in stop mode. We can go rewind the tape. And we can put it in stop mode. Playing back. Pull the lever forward. Volume control here. Tone control over here. Treble. Bass. Winding the tape back causes it to wind out. And there's an auto stop function which causes the machine to stop, or at least the motor to stop when the tape is run out, thanks to a mechanical sensor here at the right. We're going to do a quick recording using a different tape that I use for that purpose. Again, put machine in free position in order to thread it properly. Thread the tape through the slot here. Wind it forward a bit. Put it in pause mode in order to prepare for recording. Here we have the function selector into record position. Use a microphone, standard Tandberg TM4. If we turn the volume control up, for the recording level control up, I don't know if you can see if the needle in the meter moves, but at least the meter lights up in order to indicate that it's recording. So we'll let the tape go by flipping over the pause button and letting the tape run, and we'll make a little quick recording before stopping the machine, winding it back a bit to listen to it. The pause switch to the left, and that causes it to run normally. So we'll let the tape go by flipping over the pause button. There we have it. There's a loudspeaker selector, external loudspeaker, internal loudspeaker, or both at the same time. Tape counter, reset by using the button. And finally there's an amplifier position here, whereby you can actually amplify the signal that is being fed into the microphone. Can be useful, but it will also tend to squeal thanks to acoustic feedback if the volume is turned up too high. So put it back in play mode, rewind the tape, and let the auto stop function trigger for the final time. So that's it, the Tandberg Model 14 2-speed mono 2-track tape recorder from 1968. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.